So let's go through some of the Schein 9 off-season wish lists here. And some of these are fun topics. Some of them I'm like, Schein at it again, doing his shiny things.
That was a wet fart.
It was. Number 1, the Seahawks trade Russell Wilson. That is what he would like to see happen.
Okay.
That's his off-season wish list. The Seahawks trade Russell Wilson.
That's number 1 or number 9?
That is number. You want me to start at the bottom and work my way up to the top?
I'm cool either way.
Because that was fun.
You know my versatility. I could do top or bottom.
Yeah, I was going to go 1 and work my way down, but I can go with the bottom, even though I've just spoiled what number 1 is.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, he didn't rank these in order, in any great order. It's just kind of like 9 things, and he just threw them out there on a piece of paper or on the internet so everyone can read them.
When it comes to the quarterback carousel, and this is true about all sports really, and honestly, in the sport of basketball with the NBA, it's almost what people enjoy more than even the games themselves, which is the transaction.
The offseason is a lot of fun to talk about because it's just so much unknown. We can just throw so much out there, hypotheticals, and just have, gosh, I'm burping, have fun.
That was incredible. Please pull that. Please pull that, Peyton. That was outstanding.
I felt like my chest started. I might have had a mini heart attack for all, I might have had a mini stroke on the air.
That was incredible.
I was hurting.
Way to fight through adversity.
Golly.
There. Cowboys and Mike McCarthy could learn something from you.
Gosh, I want the Cowboys to be so good, but they feel like they're going to be so bad.
I think the larger point that I was kind of going at here is, in general, across all sports, as fans, we love the transaction. Just anytime there's a trade or a blockbuster kind of move, it's extremely fun. And the NFL is still at a great place where we still enjoy our Sundays of actual football, watching and consuming the sport as it was designed to be consumed.
No, I hate Sundays now that it's not on. I'm like,
no, for sure,
stinks now.
But we love the NFL season Sunday to Sunday more than the transaction itself. Though we still love it, like the offseason moves and stuff like that. We still really enjoy. I think the NBA has almost gotten to a point now where we enjoy the offseason and all the rumors and the guys trading and the player mobility and all these different things. We like James Harden and Ben Simmons being traded more than we like watching James Harden on the Sixers on a random Tuesday night, if that makes sense. So to bring it back to this, yes, I want all of these, especially when it's not directly hurting your team. Like if I'm a Seahawk, I don't know if I necessarily want to see Russell Wilson leave, or if I'm a Packer, I don't know if I want to see Aaron Rodgers leave. But from a general NFL fan standpoint, I want to see all the craziness, all the anarchy, all the big name quarterbacks being moved left and right. That would be so fun.
I think there's no more positivity coming out of Seattle. I think Seattle's time is done. He's 33 years old, and if he wants to have a successful back half of his career, I think he's got to move. I get it, right? The Seahawks have 2 really good receivers, but the rest of that roster is not very good. Outside of Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf, there is not a lot to like.
Well, other than the fact that they have one of the best linebackers in the league and Jamal Adams playing safety for him, that's pretty cool.
If Russ were to be traded, and we've kicked this around, I've thrown Pittsburgh out as a place that I would actually not like to see him get traded to, because I do think the Steelers would be very good. But there are some people out there that I think have the feeling that Rush is washed now. I don't know. I don't believe that. I think Rush is still pretty darn good. I think he's just been banged up the last couple of years, and that team also, I just don't think, the way that they play offensive football is pretty pathetic.
Yeah, I do think that the Seahawks are more of the problem than Russell Wilson himself, but I will say that I'm less confident in that than ever before. I don't think, even to a point where, I think Russell Wilson is still a really good quarterback, especially if he's in a halfway decent situation. I think
if he goes to Denver, or if he goes to Pittsburgh, or even a Miami, a team, I don't think he's going to go there now, but a team that has a roster that's ready to win now, I think he immediately puts them in the playoffs.
Yeah,
and they got a shot.
Yeah, I think what doesn't concern me is if he goes to the Giants or the Eagles, he's going to,
or even Washington.
Or I guess the Eagles maybe would scare me a little bit, because even with Jalen Hurts, they were pretty darn good. But the Giants or Washington, in year 1, I don't think it would overly scare me. But I would love to see him go somewhere. I think it would be a lot of fun.
Just kind of want to see him go out of the conference. Number 2, and we found this out today, that this is something that the Giants are considering. Giants trade Saquon Barkley, the quads himself. Now, I don't know what team would want to trade for him, but I guess he's still on the rookie deal, I believe. I don't think the Giants gave him a new contract.
Barkley?
Yeah.
No, he hasn't gotten a new contract.
So it's not like you're paying a crazy amount to get one of the, when healthy, better running backs in football. But when's the last time Barkley really did anything? I mean, we got to go back what will be 2 or 3 years. I mean, back to his rookie season.
Yeah. So I mean, this is the last year on his deal. He'll be a free agent in 2023. And he's going to be making in the $7 million range. Yeah. So I mean, I guess the idea is, hey, we'd like to get something in return for him because we're not going to re-sign him, and we'd rather get something in return for him this year than have him on our team this year, and then he's just going to walk out of the building and go somewhere else in 2023. So. I think for his sake, it would probably be cool. It's a shame, though, that there's not a Gettleman floating around in the NFL right now.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because that would be a match made in heaven, clearly.
This would be fun. The Cardinals don't extend Kyler Murray.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to see this happen. It's like, Kyler, you know what? You're whining. You're moaning. Here's the deal, bud. You're going into year 4. We also have a 5th-year option on you. We're not so sure if you're our guy. Go ahead and prove it another year. We're not going to extend you just yet. And let's let this thing play out and the drama boil over.
It would be really, really cool. But wouldn't it also, as a Cowboys fan, if the Cardinals were able to do that and really not cave into his wants, even if he's holding out and doing the whole thing, won't it be making it'd be even more salt in the wound at that point for what the Cowboys did in terms of acquiescing to Zeke when he was doing his holdout? And it's like, same thing, except you have one that's a quarterback that actually matters. The other one's a running back. And if the Cardinals are able to say thanks but no thanks, we'll just keep riding it out as is. And Kyler, if you want to pout about it, so be it. And the Cowboys are like, okay, Zeke, you pouted long enough. Let's make you the highest paid running back in the sport, and let's allow your agent to create a contract that doesn't allow us to get rid of you until basically the contract's completely done.
Be a further indictment on the poor decision by this organization. The Raiders do extend Derek Carr. So that would be number 4. And I think that they will extend Derek Carr. And I'd like to see Derek Carr get extended with the Raiders, see how him and Josh McDaniels can work together.
That guy, Derek Carr, man.
I mean, look, the black eyeliner just looks really good in the silver and black.
He's coming off his best. What does Schein want in this scenario?
He just wants him to get extended.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't personally care 1 second. If I was doing a list like this would not be on.
But he also says that Derek Carr is a great one.
He's not a great one.
I mean, that's the Schein thing. Like, Schein has weird takes.
Hyperbolic. Not as bad as Grant Hughes of Bleacher Report, though.
Well, he did one time try to push that Jacksonville is America's team.
I did forget about that. Okay, maybe he is as bad, if not worse, than Grant Hughes. Hey, by the way, shout out to the Twitch chatter who said, Walchuk, when you posed the question, what do you look like with that particular shirt on?
Oh, gosh.
It was Bakersfield Trash that said you looked like a cholo on Easter Sunday.
I'll take that.
Do you celebrate Easter?
No.
More of a Moses guy, right?
Yeah. We celebrate Passover.
That's right.
Come on.
I'm sorry if you weren't aware. For the uninitiated, Walchuk is our resident Caucasian South African American Jew on the program.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir, I am. The Bengals bring in a new offensive line. And how about the Steelers sign Jameis Winston, but they also draft Malik Willis or Kenny Pickett, whichever quarterback falls to them in the first round.
This is the Steelers?
The Steelers of Pittsburgh.
I think the Steelers are probably smart enough to know that, hey, these guys aren't, like, these guys coming out in the draft are not all that. And I feel like the Steelers are at a place right now where they have a pretty solid roster. They got some things they need to tweak, but The Steelers are always, with Mike Tomlin, going to be in the running. You would think that the Steelers would say, hey, let's go get a veteran quarterback.
Well, yeah, so they signed Jameis.
Oh, they're signing Jameis in
Yeah,
this
that
scenario?
was the first part of this. They signed Jameis and they draft one of these quarterbacks in the first round.
Okay. I mean, if I like the Jameis move. I know you don't. I like a lot the Jameis move.
Look, I mean, Mike Tomlin has made the playoffs with far worse than Jameis Winston.
Right. But in your mind, you'd probably say, Mike Tomlin, I'd rather pair you with, I don't know, Jimmy Garoppolo. Like, honestly, would you rather him have Jimmy?
That's tough because I really don't think highly of Jimmy G either.
Right. I know you don't, but I know you don't think highly of Winston.
It'd be more fun with Jameis, though, because at least Jameis will throw the ball around.
Well, I don't know that if I'm the Steelers, I'm not going to feel pressured to draft one of these quarterbacks. Now, if they really like them, if there's a quarterback that they think, hey, if with a year or two of us coaching him up, he could end up being a really good quarterback, then hey, so be it. But if I'm the Steelers, I'm not necessarily worried about drafting one of these quarterbacks. I like getting a Jameis, and then I like adding to my roster in a way that puts me in better position to try and make some noise in the AFC.
How about the Browns adding a quarterback like Marcus Mariota or Mitchell Trubisky to compete with Baker Mayfield?
Man, I think, see, I'm trying, if I'm Cleveland, I'm trying to replace Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, me too.
Because he is an anchor holding that team down right now that has a very, very good roster. Like, I mean, it's comparable with all of the great rosters around the league right now. The Browns have an awesome one. They have Baker, and that's what's going to continue to hurt them until they no longer have Baker. That's why you've heard like a Matt Ryan, for instance, name get thrown around of like maybe a trade candidate or something to Cleveland. His contract's so bloated, I don't know if it's movable.
Literally the biggest cap hit in the National Football League.
I would take, if I'm the Browns, I would be trying to bend over backwards to replace Baker right now.
Some of the texts that came in on the truckwreck.com text line, 214, this is the 972. The Cowboys trade Amari Cooper to the Saints for Michael Thomas straight up. Then Ezekiel Elliott to Jacksonville for Travis Etienne and a 4th-round pick in 2023. Wouldn't that be amazing? The 314, trade some draft picks for Aaron Donald. Tell me why not.
Because he's going to potentially retire in a year. You do a 1-year rental with a defensive tackle, give up a couple of first-round picks, and rock and roll. I mean, he's probably going to retire if that happens. He wants to run it back in Los Angeles.
214 said I look like a lumberjack who has a little too much syrup.
Is that a fat joke?
I don't know, but I'm upset.
A lumber jackass?
I'll take that and I accept it with love.